They have a full freaking YouTube channel. I didn't even realize it. So now everybody's just dropping their videos today, huh? I tried it! We'll probably watch his stuff. After we watch this and I make my recording, I'll watch Jack's thing. We'll probably watch this. Why not? Why not? That's what we're about here. Watching other people's shit. Now it says reveal cinematic short. But does it have, like, gameplay? It's put out 2 hours ago. Hold on. Hold on. Watch the full trailer now. That's what we're doing. You're a whole event. There was no hit reg on that.
Death. The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Well, that's nice. Everybody's got the same kill animation. I mean, it looks like their version of Apex Legends. That's essentially what this is, you know? They mixed Destiny with Apex. I don't know what's happened to Bungie, but they seemingly care more about multiplayer games than actually making a proper story-driven game. And I just feel like they're... You won't tell me what kind... I know what kind of game it is. It's basically like a BR extraction shooter. I mean, they already said that. Unless they change their fucking mind. The art style also reminds me, it's not as like much as this, but like Spectre Divide, the game that just failed. The art style is pretty close, minus the hard outer outline, you know, art style. No, they're not doing that, are they? Oh my god, dude. They are putting Jay and Silent Bob in zombies. Okay. Yeah, it just looks like, you know, similar art style to Spectre Divide. Nothing like... I'm not expecting realism. We knew it was like a sci-fi, but like this is... I mean, I never played the original Marathon, but I know it wasn't this.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4.
And here's the thing. Again, Bungie. If anybody knows how to do shooters, it's Bungie. They have some of the best feeling shooting mechanics of anybody. So I can't take that away from them. But the fact that they're focusing so hard on multiplayer games when Destiny 2 is taking a nosedive into the fucking pits of hell is kind of just like, why are you doubling down on this? Why? This isn't what people want from you. Like, Destiny 2 was so good up until they decided to start vaulting content that people purchased, and then the story just was up and down and up and down. They didn't know what the hell they wanted to do, and then I just stopped playing it because I'm like, I paid for the entire expansion and all the seasons. I stopped playing in the middle after season 2. I was like, this is gay. This is literally becoming so gay. Literally. Not even figuratively. Literally gay. We were dealing with people's relationships. Saint 44 and not Saint 44, Saint 15 or whatever the hell, and Osiris, and then the main villain of season 2 or 1, plus her relationship with a woman, and it's just like, why are we dealing with people's relationships? I don't understand this. And it has nothing to do with the overall story of what Destiny 2 was, or Destiny was supposed to be about.
Are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human
now
form for a
it's like they just gave up. Hey, let's just make another multiplayer shooter and give it some sort of like really small amount of story, and that's it.
synthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest.
Can I just say that I actually think trios is the perfect number of people for BRs and extraction shooters? I think trios is perfect. Quads is too much. Single is, you know, if you want to do it. Duos is too little. I think trios is the perfect number of people on a team for games like Battle Royales and extraction shooters. It's always felt better. Even in Call of Duty, the squads is way too much. Quads is too much. Trios, absolutely. What's up, Guzzo? Yeah, definitely not. It's not Marathon. I don't know why they tarnished the IP of the original with this garbage.
You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces.
So it's only 6 squads. Okay. I know most extraction shooters are not really high player count because you want people to be able to go in, kill things, get stuff or whatever, and that's it. But that's pretty low, which is okay, I think, because then it gives you a chance to go in and do your thing.
And otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can see.
Can you get the original Marathon through Steam? Is that a thing? They really need to remaster it so we can play it on current gen consoles. I'd love to play the original Marathon over this garbage, but yes, but don't. Why? Does it not work?
Scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in,
optimization,
gather
okay.
as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault.
I love how this voiceover is just describing every game mode or every like multiplayer BR and extraction shooter ever made so far. Like, people don't know how to play these game modes already. Like, we get it. What's different about this that separates it from something like Escape from Tarkov or any other, you know, extraction shooter on the market? What makes this different? Oh, the art style? Oh, okay.
Death is inevitable, but it's never the end.
This isn't what people want from Bungie.
Play your opponents, and in your next run.
But you know what?
You and your team.
The sad part about this is whether I like it or not, this game's probably going to do relatively well. I'm not going to say it's going to be you know, amazing. This is not what people expect from Bungie. They expected something else entirely. But, you know, I think that there's a small minority group that will play this game and will like it and will probably be enough to keep the servers up and running. But Bungie, as of right now, is the Destiny company. And they're not catering to their Destiny player base. They're already not catering to their Destiny player base with Destiny 2. I've left. I don't know if I could ever go back to Destiny because it genuinely just pisses me off that the story is so bad that the gameplay is not enough. I plan on doing this, by the way, guys. I'm going to do a full replay of the first Destiny. I hopped back into Destiny 1 for the first time. It was like a couple months ago, but like I hopped back in just to check it out and everything. I forgot how satisfying it is to have exotics be so rare. You know how awesome it is when you actually get an exotic and it's like you worked your ass off to get it? I went back to my vault. I played the shit out of Destiny 1. I only have like 3 or 4 unlocked out of I don't know, 20 or more, some, you know, maybe more than 20, but like out of all the exotics, I've got maybe 4. That's how rare exotics were in the first game, and they mattered. They don't matter in Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is so far gone in story, in game mechanics. The only thing good about it is the shooting. That's it.
Mates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights.
That sounds like they're blowing up their own ego. They bring you the best in tactical shooting, blah, 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 blah. Way to fucking jerk yourself off, guys.
Whether you're on a 0 to...
I know I just said that about them. They, honestly, it's almost like they're, you know, second to none when it comes to first-person shooter mechanics. They are so... their games feel so good, but that's literally just, you're jerking yourself off right in front of our faces. Like, okay. Yes, I hate the current Bungie because they ruined everything. They hired a bunch of fucking DEI little weirdos, and they all ruined the story, and now it makes no sense. The only thing they have for them is fucking shooting. And this is the result of that. They're just making something for no reason. And they're using an IP that was nothing like this. They basically tarnished their very first IP's name to make an extraction shooter that nobody asked for. Who cares about this? Who wants this? Not me. I wanted Bungie to make a good story-based game. Halo, man. They made Halo.
Hero run, or high rolling with powerful gear. You'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge.
That's not true.
Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out, to streamline playing with your friends.
At least they're showing it on PlayStation.
Is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill, to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No 2 runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Foy and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. running support for
Oh, I forgot. They're actually combining hero shooter with extraction shooter here. I completely forgot about that.
your friends. Grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
Ooh, seasonal content that literally doesn't matter after the next season comes out. They're just doing the same thing that they've been doing for the last few years with Destiny 2. You're not gonna be able to experience any seasonal story content after the next season. Season 1 comes out. If you don't play it, Season 2 will come out, and you miss out on any story that the Season 1 had. The only thing you have is to vicariously experience it through other people in YouTube videos and shit like that. This is the kind of crap that I don't like. You want to do... I'm so sick of this crap. Seasonal content. You mean limited time, right? Limited time events. Limited time content. They do it because they're lazy. Because they don't want to update the game to accept previous versions of content. That's why they vaulted stuff in Destiny 2. That was their reasoning. Because they're lazy. They basically outright admitted it. They were like, well, you know, it would be very difficult to update all the new content to work with the older content and all that. So you're lazy. Just say you're lazy. We'll accept you more if you're lazy. You want inclusivity? There it is. I include you to be, you know, fucking lazy. Like, it's just, they're making up excuses. Oh, seasonal content. Oh, you know, it allows us to, you know, just concentrate on the new stuff and not have to worry about the old stuff. So you're going to steal our money by making the Red War and everything up to Forsaken, which is the best expansion of the entire game, unplayable. And all we get to do is read a nice little bit of text, just a little paragraph of what it was. Awesome. I can't wait to read. All right. I'll be right back. Let me get your comments here before we continue on with the last thing. There's still very well... There's still a very well done story trailer you have to watch, which, yeah, we're going to get to. Link. I have no doubt this game will play and feel amazing, but Marathon is not a fucking extraction shooter. No, it's not. Really, Bungie already... well, the thing is, the people that made Marathon, Halo, and Destiny aren't at Bungie anymore. I know that. I know that. But it doesn't mean I don't get to fucking rip into them. Not that one. Okay, so this is a cinematic reveal trailer. And look, Bungie's got some really good art style and everything like that. They got great cinematics, always. This just isn't Marathon. Like I said, I never played the original, but I know it ain't this. Like, what's with all the color? I mean, it's colorful, but why are there so many colors? Why does it look like somebody just took a bunch of buckets of paint and just decided to throw it on the vehicle? Oh man, he's got to take a poop. But he held it too long, so he threw up instead. So what, is everybody made of powdered paint or something? So it's like everybody's made from little worms. They're like weaved together. They're not human.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said,
Oh, the traveler is back. Okay.
trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert.
That water looks ridiculous, though.
On the sands, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it swinked to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless things, and the heart that fed.
You know why they made characters like this look like this? So they didn't have to actually make any characters look like decent human beings, like hot chicks or buff dudes. They basically made everybody ambiguous. They're all machines, so now they don't have to worry about, oh, does this character look hot or does it look too hot? Is anybody gonna get pissed about this? I guarantee you that's why they did that. They don't want to deal with all the being called, DEI garbage, which they are. So they make very ambiguous looking characters. That's very clearly a female.
Like $1 trillion.
But she's ugly as fuck.
$1 trillion.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder.
Because God forbid they make a decent looking female in their games.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there, so.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. It's supposed to be my lucky charm.
Not so lucky, is it, if she's going through this for the 10th time. Well, if I was to play this, you guys know what guy I'd be playing. I'm the freaking tank guy. I'm coming in with the shield.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mother. Your mother.
Now,
You know
consider
that's your
this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
So it's humans inside the minds of robots. They're being remade into robots, but their memories are kind of like fragmented, it seems.
Hey, what's that you always tune into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
That's a dude.
Go ahead.
You ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is. You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
Again, I'm not gonna knock them for their cinematic quality. If I was to say, Bungie is up there with Blizzard, the old Blizzard. The new Blizzard is gay, but even now, even though Bungie has also gone gay, their cinematic quality is still top quality. So I'm not gonna knock them for that. This is like super interesting and intriguing. So why couldn't they make this into a single player game? Why couldn't they do this as a single player or co-op game? Why didn't they do what Saber Interactive did with Space Marine 2? Have a single player campaign and then have a co-op campaign. expanding on the universe. Like, that was so brilliant to do it that way. Here's a single player campaign with the main character that you all know and love. And then here's a co-op campaign where it expands upon the single player campaign. Why can't they do that? Look at this. The color is crazy. I don't know why everything's so overly vibrant, but that, I mean, it's fine. Whatever. It's futuristic, whatever. But why can't they do this in a capacity that I know that they're capable of doing it? That's what I don't understand. What is their obsession with multiplayer games? Co-op at best. They put too much. They tried to balance PvP as well, and it's like, stop doing the PvP. You're terrible at it. They've been terrible since Destiny 1. PvP has not been a good thing since Destiny 1. So stop putting development time into that and focus on the PvE aspect of the game. Now they've flip-flopped. Now it's all PvP, and they're just telling a story. They're basically doing a Concord thing, where Concord was like telling a story through PvP, which clearly didn't work. Also, what was the flipping? Why flip? Why would you roll backwards, trying to get away from the guy, then move forward to get your gun and get... Why didn't you have your gun first when you rolled backwards? I don't know. Like, this cinematic is very much Secret Level worthy. If you guys haven't watched Secret Level, I highly recommend. The last episode, it's kind of stupid, but the rest of it is phenomenal. And this is easily Secret Level worthy. The length of it is Secret Level length. You know, like, some of them were like really short.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Despair. Nothing beside remain. Nothing beside remain. Round the decay of that colossal wreck.
That right there, look at the mud. Look at the specularity, the highlights, the sun, the lighting. That is so beautiful. And they're wasting it on an extraction shooter.
Round the decay of the boundless wreck. Boundless, alone and level sands stretch far away.
You pause any one of these scenes, it could look real.
Do you recognize this child?
Is that me?
That voice sounds really familiar. All right. We can't read this way, man. Like, you're gonna do the credits like this? I thought maybe they had listed some of the actors. Ben Starr's in there. He's the narrator. Let's go. My boy Ben Starr is in it. Okay, VO cast. Erica Lindbeck is Glitch. Elias Touffe is Void. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. Touffe. It can't be Toufexis. That makes no sense. I think it's Touffe. But who? Like, okay, is Glitch the female? Is Void the male with the Spanish accent? I don't know. Nika Futterman is Blackbird, and Donla Hughes is Oni. But again, who's who? There were only 2 characters that actually spoke that entire time. I'm gonna guess Elias Touffe is the guy, the Spanish dude, the Spanish sounding guy. Oh, I guess it is. I guess that was. I mean, that's pretty good for a Canadian American to do a Spanish accent. That's pretty good. He sounds familiar to me though. I'm sure he's been in many other games. He's the only male in the cast. At least in this cast. Two Diegos, 3 Davids, 2 Daniels, though one's named Danny. 4 Jose's. Like, I mean, you know, all right. I think overall, I just don't care. Like, Marathon is not a game that deserves this, in my opinion. It didn't deserve this. That IP deserved much more than this. And this cinematic alone proves that they have what it takes to make a proper story-driven first-person shooter like they used to. Something interesting, something unique and deep. But instead, they're like, let's tell little bits of story in seasonal content that we can take away at the end of the season so that people forget all about the story. I mean, imagine that. You come in season 1, you're playing the game and you love the story. You know, you play everything the game has to offer during season 1. It's a few months. Season 2 comes back and you've not picked up the game since you finished season 1. Let's say it's been a couple months. You forgot all about what the story was about. But, oh, you know, they probably will put in a recap. Like, who the fuck wants to play a game and then watch a recap of what they played? I don't know, man. I just... It's disappointing. It's disappointing to see. I think the art style is interesting. Though I do think that it's very close to... I know I said Spectre Divide earlier. That might be going a little too far. Spectre Divide was actually a lot more cartoony than this, but it's as if this is basically if like cartoony got a 3D uplift or something like that. But I just this isn't what I want from Bungie, and it's very disappointing to see them go down this road of just like PvP only. They made Destiny 2. It was mostly PvE focused, but it was a multiplayer game. Whereas Halo was a single-player game with multiplayer thrown in. But everybody picked up Halo because it was because of the single-player, because of the story. Halo 1, 2, and 3 were some of the greatest. It's like Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Exactly. People picked it up because the story was so good. They wanted to see what would happen with Master Chief and Cortana. And Halo Reach was just peak Bungie. And I understand that it's not the same company anymore. Neither is Blizzard. Neither is Activision. Neither is any of these companies. DICE is certainly not the same company that we grew up with. Those guys have moved on and to hopefully bigger and better things. But this is just so not Bungie. Hey, what do I know? I'm just a player.